Welcome to Anxiety Talks. This is going to be a part one of Anxiety Talks. Um, let's get a few people in here before we start this thing off. I want to say thank you in advance for any and everybody joining. We're not yet sponsored. This is all me, my wife, the Garcia family. Um, Also, keep in mind, this show is to help anybody get through or even give any tips to anybody trying to get through mental health. Mental health is a serious thing. There's so many parts to mental health. Today, I'll be touching on the anxiety part of it. So, without further ado, let's break it down a little bit. So, we're going to start by starting the show off. Welcome. I'm your host, Loyal. This is the GW Anxiety Talks. Welcome to the podcast, people. Long overdue. Um, Long overdue. This is a big thing for me. Um, I've been battling this thing here for over 30 years. 30 plus. Um, this thing can be passed down from generations, may even skip a generation, go to a certain individual in the family. Um, these things are very important. Mental health awareness is very important. Um, so I just want to say thank you for those who took the time to acknowledge the show. I thank you if you just came to the show just to be uplifted because this is this is very common. It's a not I thing, it's a we thing. I suffer it, you may suffer it. And if you're not the one suffering it, you may know someone who suffers it. So, these things they go full circle, you know what I mean? And anxiety is a big thing. So today we're going to touch on anxiety stuff, and I'm also going to give you relative situations to what I discuss that were pertaining in my life. And if it's helpful for you in any way, then by all means. So without further ado, let's get that popping. So here I have for people who ask, what are 5 symptoms of anxiety? Common anxiety signs and symptoms include feeling nervous, restless, or tense, having a sense of impending danger, panic, or doom, having an increased heart rate, breathing rapidly and hyperventilating, sweating, trembling, feeling weak or tired. I'm gonna let that sit in for a little bit. Um, Sort of feeling nervous, restlessness, and tense, man. That's one I've had for years. You know what I mean? Sitting there, you're shaky, you barely could sleep. You know what I mean? You could barely calm yourself down. You just anxious. wanting to know the unknown. And it's hard because it's like with I'm gonna give you an example of that. So that's like somebody telling you, right? Me, I suffer anxiety, and I have an issue with this for some reason. But and I hate to use the word hate, but I hate when people go, "Yo, I got something to tell you, but I'm gonna tell you later." It's like, tell me now. You know what I mean? We're anxious to know. We want to know. So, and having a sense of impending danger or panic or doom is like, usually I be feeling cornered. And sometimes it's like, whatever. Let it all come at one shot. I'm going to deal with this my way. You get what I'm saying? Um, have an increased heart rate. You know what I mean? There's days I could sit down and I'll be watching a flick or for some reason I could just my mind starts running. Excuse me. Um, heart racing, just pounding, going. You want to know what you don't know, but you don't know what the hell it is you want to know because you're just in the moment, heart racing, just going. You know what I mean? For me, that's kind of been an issue. Breathing rapidly, hyperventilating, so drowned into your thoughts, you start to really absorb or go through these levels of emotion, and it's like you're not knowing. It's like the movie. You ever seen a movie when you go the guy's about to come around the corner and something's gonna happen like right before you get around that corner, that build up, and then they play the beat, and then all of a sudden, boom. It's similar, just no cameras. You know what I mean? This is real life. Sweating, trembling, feeling weak or tired. Many days I might set out an agenda for myself to go, okay, I'm gonna do this. But with anxiety, man, it's like, especially if you don't control it or know how to control it at the very moment, it can consume you to where your day just might not be even what you planned out to be. You just might want to sleep it off, or you want to stay in bed, or you're just too weak to deal with certain things, and it's okay because we don't we these are things that we all don't really know about as far as when it comes to anxiety. A lot of us have it, don't realize it. A lot of us have it, realize it, and then some of us have it and we're troubled on how to deal with it. And it's fine. There's no wrong. One thing I want to let it be clear on the show is there's no judgment here. So if you got any type of judgment and you feel you know it all, you can take it that way. Okay. Um, any type of if you got any negative comments, you can keep those to yourself. Okay. If you feel the need to want to be bashful to someone or something that's being said on this, you can keep those to yourself, delete, block, and go that way. Okay? This is for people who just want a place they can go, want a group they can share with. Also, I'm open to the comments below. Um, place some of the, I want you to place some of the symptoms, if I haven't already stated them, on common anxiety signs and some of its symptoms. Last but not least, trouble concentrating or thinking about anything other than the present worry. Yo, this one's big because there are days where I could be focused on a track of music because I like to do music. And I'll know exactly what it is I want to do. But my mind is so stuck on with anxiety, it's running constantly. The brain, it's going, it's going. So it's like, yo, what do I do? You know what I mean? What do I do? How do I get back to whatever normal is, you know? And it's okay to feel like that because these things then we didn't ask to have anxiety. Some of us are born into it. Some of us um wind up being diagnosed with anxiety later on, and some of us just may be temporarily suffering from it. I myself, born with it. It's been a difficult journey. Um, I've lost of a lot through the time and courses. I used to suffer anxiety from past trauma. Um, growing up thinking I had asthma, self-treatment, making it worse, lack of energy, just not wanting to be around too many people, not wanting to go places, you know, really feeling like you're important, you know. Um, and it was okay, I guess, to understand that. But what was not okay was that I was beating myself up. Excuse me. I was beating myself up and forcing myself to believe like I wasn't equal with everybody else. Like I wasn't a factor. Like I wasn't having an impact like everybody else would. Like if we all came together to do something, it felt like my opinion wouldn't have mattered because I felt like we were set out to feel like we were the outcasts, and that is not okay. So I don't want anyone with anxiety to feel like your opinion doesn't matter. Your opinion does matter. It matters a lot because how you say things and exactly what you say, the message will be heard right through it. You know what I mean? The power of how you say it and the exact message of what you say. And sometimes what you say can describe a lot more than what you're exactly saying. So it could be like you can have an impactful quote or speech or something, but then you can get somebody to go, oh, he's got, you know, he's been through some stuff. We can hear that. You know what I'm saying? So never shut yourself down for just because you feel the need, like, oh, these people might be judging. Nah, I get it because I've been like that, but I want you to speak up, speak a little louder for the people in the back. You heard? Like, let it be known. Um, because anxiety's real, man. You can shut yourself out of a lot of opportunities, success, um, just a bunch of, just things that we all strive to do. Like you got people wanting to do YouTube, you got people wanting to be dancers, you got people wanting to be stars, movie stars, you got people wanting to advocate, you got some people wanting to, just front line and be leaders, and you got people who are still students of the game, such as myself, and anxiety's something real, people. This is something real. Um, I can't stress to you enough how real anxiety is. We're losing people to suicide. We're losing people to psych ward, jails, and a lot of opportunities or things that we want to share are in the light of not being valid to be heard. And that's not cool. I want you to know you are somebody. I want you to know that you are loved. I want you to know that we do care. And if you haven't heard it in a while, let's take this time out to tell one another, I love you. Because I do. I remember not knowing what it felt like to really be loved until somebody really loves you. And just the impact of that is like, yo, like, few words make somebody feel like their whole life changed. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so, but I want to talk to you more about the 333 rule for anxiety. I was aware a lot of people don't know what the 333 rule is of anxiety. So, the 333 rule is look around, name three things that you see, then name three things that you hear. Finally, move three parts of your body: your ankle, your arm, your fingers. whenever your brain starts to race. This trick can help bring you back to the present moment. Again, a lot of people don't know what the 333 rule for anxiety is. So again, I'm going to read it again. Look around you. Doesn't matter where you are. Look around you. Name three things that you see, three things that catch your eye. Then the third one is name three sounds you hear. Finally, move three parts of your body, your ankle, arm, fingers. Whenever your brain starts to race, this trick can help bring you back to the present moment. Like I said, I'm not on here saying this is going to cure anxiety, but even temporarily strategies work. And sometimes for the people, depending on your level too of anxiety, this may be super helpful. This may could be temporarily. But as long as I've shared this, I feel like it should be one of the factors in your regimen of getting through anxiety. How long can anxiety last? I always felt like that was a trick question because some people's anxiety in the they're speaking in the moment, right? I'm speaking living with it. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult. But it does state here anxiety attacks typically last no more than 30 minutes, with the symptoms reaching their most intense. At about halfway through the attack, anxiety can build up for hours, days before the actual attack. So it is important to take note of factors that contribute to anxiety to effectively prevent or treat them. So I had a episode in my life where I had a time in my life where my mom passed last year on August 4th, 2020. Um, I didn't know how to deal with that. I already had normal anxiety on a day-to-day basis. In my words, I would always say I have a lot of mental genocide, and sometimes we just crave and want that off switch so we can feel normal like everyone else. But in this particular situation at this month, nothing. There was nothing, no conversation, no friends, no information. There was nothing I was willing to receive at the moment. So what do you think happened to me? The buildup of anxiety started to occur. And man, I felt like I was in a dark, dark hole, like drinking, just lashing out, letting myself go, um, having thoughts, suicidal thoughts. Um, and I realized none of this was good. None of this was helpful. None of this was you know helping me. Um, I had I have my kids, my family looking at me, and it's like, yo, you got to make a change, bro. We got to turn this around. We got to celebrate her life, and I don't think she will want me beating myself up. And I had a recent uh few deaths in my life now. One being out here. Um, a big brother, my uncle, my god brother. Um, man, dope individual. You know what I'm saying? Party baby, outdoor baby, just full of life. Real OG, always mentored me and my cousins and gave us game. Told us, just gave us a lot of game. But when he was here, man, it was like I was filling the void of losing my mom. Um, by trying to vicariously live out the rest of it with my uncle. You know, I got him his own spot. He was just getting this new job. Um, you know, long story short, he had a lot of depression and things going on in his life that a lot of us be unaware to, such as myself having my own situation and people are unaware of it. Um, and you know, his demise, unfortunately, a situation, an accidental situation that he had led to his demise. Um, and it ate me up, man, because we have so much goals and so much things we wanted to do, and it gave me back a bunch of anxiety, but it gave me back a lot of strength, if that makes sense. There was so much going into it, and I can't even explain the level of emotion I'm feeling at the moment talking about it. But still grieving, still hurting. Um, Nonetheless, anxiety kicked in like a new neighbor, and you know, I had to find the get back. I had to stay the course, stay on the mission, honor them the right way, you know. Um, and yeah, I can talk about the what ifs, but like I wish I was out there with him, then we wouldn't have never been there. You know what I'm saying? If I was with him, but I wasn't, and I can't keep living with the what ifs. So say that to say this also, which is dealing with anxiety. If you know someone that is going through anxiety, if you know anybody who suffers from it, yo, reach out. You know what I'm saying? Reach out. I promise you. I promise you. You reaching out, telling another individual you love them, you care for them, or even allowing them to vent, yo, it's beautiful. You won't even know the the level of happiness that that person may be feeling, just knowing you care. You know what I mean? So we need to take heed to things like this. Um, but anxiety, yo, was a tough thing for me, and it still is. So yes, please, the 333 rule for anxiety. Again, for those of you, just look around, name three things you see, name the three sounds you hear. Finally, move three parts of your body: your ankle, your arm, your fingers. And whenever your brain starts to race, this trick can help bring you back to your present moment. Okay? Um, Here says common triggers include work stress or job change, change in living arrangements, pregnancy and giving birth, family relationship problems, major emotional shock following a stressful or traumatic event, verbal, sexual, and physical or emotional abuse or trauma, death, or loss of a loved one. Obviously, you heard me speak of one of these because I just gave you some samples of exactly what I'm going through personally. Um, this is a judge-free podcast, people. I want you guys to share your experiences with me as well as come on the show. I would like for you guys to comment below on some of the things you've endured and went through so I can be able to talk about them on the show. Ask me whatever you want to ask, um, as long as it's respectful and your questions come with care. You get what I'm saying? Um, but I urge people to please, if you got close individuals in your life, I'm not talking about them temporarily um social people like what's the word I'm looking for? You know when you got friends, right? But you claim them as friends, but they're not your friends. So they like associates, right? I'm not asking for you to reach out to no associates because they will never understand you. I want you to really reach out to your friends, the people that you would consider close enough to be your brother, your sisters. We're in a day and age where I done seen grown people call other grown people mom and dad that aren't there. But you know what? It plays a part in their life, and that individual left a stain, positive and strong enough to be that person in their life. Then yo, I promote that. I support that. I'm with that. So I'm just urging that you reach out to individuals in your life that really mean something to you on a day to day. These people that you carry in and out conversations with. Reach out. You're not alone. Explain, you know what I mean, to somebody. Get help. Go to the hospital. You know what I mean? Get you a counselor. See a psychiatrist. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not crazy for doing that. I don't even like the word crazy. So at the end of the day, you're just as much as human and alive as the next. And we need you alive just like we need the next person alive. We want you to be here like the next. So please go get help. And if this brings any joy to your mind about me saying this, I also go as far as saying, because when I lost my uncle here, I immediately had suicidal thoughts. I immediately didn't want to live. It's not easy to sit here with a straight face and tell you guys this because we get judged on a daily basis. The point of me even telling you this and sharing with you, the point of me even telling you this and sharing with you, so we can find common ground, so we can move forth with each other for the ones who want to enjoy this podcast and this journey we're on. You know what I mean? So please go get help if you need help. It's never too late, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. Everyone needs help. I done seen the richest people in the world, moguls, have somebody there teaching them yoga, have somebody there giving them, you know, mental advice. Um, I had a bunch of people come and go on this mission that I'm on, but I take nothing back from anyone. At the time they were there, they played a factor. Now, the people that are with me, the people who are on this journey with me, it's not easy. It's not easy. We don't agree on everything. We don't disagree on everything, but we debate and we come up with solutions. One of the solutions for me is that we need to create a place ourselves that people with anxiety can go. You know how young brother and sister be like, yo, I'm going to the club. I'm going to go get lit. I'm going to turn up, whatever. And then they show up at these places and they chilling just like everybody else. It's hard for people with anxiety to just do that. We can't just wake up and say, yeah, I'm going to go do this. As soon as we wake up, we're battling anxiety. Now, if there was a place, a park, an environment where, as a whole, as a group, we can show up to and go, yo, it's a blessing to be here. You know what I'm saying? These individuals feel how I feel, but we're not even judging. We're laughing, we're smiling. He's sharing his methods and strategies to get through. I'm sharing mine. This gentleman is absorbing it. He's putting them all together. Now we got a bigger strategy on how we can all feel, you know, involved. A lot of people want to feel involved. You deserve to, God made us equally. You know what I'm saying? We are all equally. We may not all be the same, because we come with our own personalities, but we're equal because we all have personality. So, once again, Judge Free Podcast here. GW dash anxiety dash talks. For those of you just getting in, welcome, welcome. For the ones who are probably watching this while I'm off live, welcome, welcome. Just want to let you know you loved. I love you. You have family that love you and need you. Um, let's show more love. Let's uplift. Sorry for extending that little longer than I should have, but I needed you to know that. So here we're going on to what is known about anxiety. Anxiety is a normal and often healthy emotion. However, when a person regularly feels how you say it? When a person regularly feels out of it because of levels of anxiety, it might become a medical disorder. Anxiety disorders form a category of mental health diagnosis that lead to excessive nervousness, fear, apprehension, and worry. Major, major, major key, people. Major, major key. A lot of us with these anxiety disorders are placed in a mental category, right? I'm okay with that because I guess it's being acknowledged, but I'm not because why separate me from this person? I'm not saying that we have it, that our situation is because there are far more worse situations occurring in this world right now. I'm just a guy promoting mental health awareness, touching on topics all around it. You get what I'm saying? So there are other people out there with channels that touch on everything. I'm just one on one area of the problem. There's another on a certain area of the problem. I'm not a hater, so I would love for you to please do your Google, do your research, do your YouTube. Um, if you're not comfortable with talking about your disorders with people, at least learn a bit about it. Learn about anxiety yourself. Go to www.anxiety.com or mentalhealthawareness.com. Check out a few things there. Um, there's a lot of factors that come with anxiety. I can't tell you how to treat your anxiety because there is no permanent treatment. I mean, if you're taking like I am duloxetine and I was on fluoxetine, hydroxyzine, things of that nature, depending on the milligrams of your medication, can help you get through your day. You know what I'm saying? Without a delay or a pause or rescheduling. But if you're not on any medical uh, medication, um, I'm always keep it 100 and keep it real with you. There's a herbal plant-based sativa if you are a smoker that can help you. Now, I'm not um, a professionalist on what which you should take, but nonetheless, for me, sativa has always been something that works. So when I go out and step out and have a few pulls and brings down a little bit of tension, you know, can be able to function a little bit better. But also, people, please, like I said earlier, get help. Go to the hospital. There's nothing wrong. Don't wait for it to be too late. I lost a few people to suicide. I lost a few people to the psych wards, and I lost a few people mentally that haven't snapped back. You know what I mean? And I'm not judging, but this is what made me create this platform because we got to start with us. And I'm a firm believer if you do have a group of individuals in your life, you feel me, that play a role, um, there should be no problem with creating a mental health group in your local area where you can sit down with a group of individuals, share some stories, share some of you guys' self treatments, offer each other advice or a strategy that works. I believe in working out can help relieve some of that, jogging, um, conversation with family and friends, um, always making sure to tell the next person you love them as well as them telling you. Um, your surroundings, the places that you put yourself also plays a part. You can't have anxiety and still be around certain negative things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying because I come from the projects. And back in the day, for me, it was cool to be 8 deep and somebody building a lobby. We all drinking or whatever. At one point in time, I guess it was cool because I was enjoying the moment. But as you get older, you mentally realize like, why the fuck I ain't go home? You know what I mean? Like, why the hell we ain't do it on some grown people shit where we can all chill in a facility, our own, places, and just hang out, you know? But that brings in having the right people around you because you're not for everybody. I'm not for everybody. My biggest problem was trying to love and bring everybody together. And the more and more I tried to bring them together, the opposite would happen. People, the negative would come out. He didn't like him, or she didn't like her, or he don't like her and she don't like him. And it was too much. That was an anxiety in itself, yo. It was draining. I did more fixing than I did bringing together. And then eventually you become the problem because now you want to force these groups together and it doesn't work like that. So timing is a thing. A place for everything is also a thing. You understand? Like but nonetheless bring the right people. Small groups. Small. 2, 3 people. You know what I mean? Nothing big. Have a little meal. Set out game night. Set out game night. People love game night, you know? Um Set up get-togethers. My family, my cousins, they do a beautiful job at doing that. They get together, they eat, they laugh. I'm so jealous of it. I'm across the world, but I'm on a mission. But I know that part of that mission is complete because look at them, they're doing it. So set out game night. Set out just yo, what you doing Friday? Open that door for possibilities. What are you doing this day? Nothing? Oh, let's just go for a walk. Let's go for a hike. Let's go for a jog. You play ball? I play ball. May not want to do that. Get the women together. Women, get your sip and paint. My big sister Katrina Benton, I love when she started that. I need to get her back into that. She would have an event that was so dope. They were close, low key events because limited for one, maybe 2 people, would be 3 people tops. But yo, it's beautiful. Get people involved. Sip and paint. You might want a little wine cooler. And y'all in there painting portraits, and little do you know, you just became a dope artist. You know what I mean? Try to confuse the mind to get out of anxiety. Since I started this mission, I have yet to have an anxiety attack. I had anxiety, of course. I wake up with it, I go to bed with it little by little, but I'm controlling the narrative it creates in my life. It used to be an impact thing that took over me at one point. Now I'm telling it, we we control the narrative. If you're gonna come play by my rules. That's how I talk to anxiety, as if it's another person. If we're gonna live together, we're gonna do this by my rules. You know what I mean? And people, this is, I hope you take heed to what I'm saying. I'm saying nothing wrong. I'm not telling you my methods is going to take away or remove your anxiety like permanent. I'm saying even temporarily reliefs are a relief in itself. It's just to have to be thought free for about an hour or two, to me is progress. You get what I'm saying? So please take heed to that. Um, let's touch on a few more things. I love you, by the way. If you just joined and you're just watching me, I love you. You feel me? Um, Especially if you one of my family members, you know damn well I love you. I love you, cousin. I love you, auntie. I love you, uncles. I love you, sisters. I love you, brothers. You know, I love you, God family. You feel me? I love y'all. Don't be walking up in here with the screw face. Smile, cause you're beautiful. You're somebody. I love you. You know what I mean? It's anxiety talks. I'm gonna be as raw as I can. I'm trying to be a little bit more professional as I can, but I want you to understand we are a family now. Those of you who just walked into this channel, we are a family now. So please comment below your strategies. Let's talk about some of those things. Let me get you on the show. Let's raise awareness. Today topic is anxiety. Um, so as I move along, this is a good one. Can anxiety be cured? I hear this a lot. 50% of me walking into it was that thought process. Can anxiety be cured? Yeah, it could be cured. No, people. Anxiety is not curable, but there are ways to keep it from being a bigger problem. I was just telling you guys that earlier. Anxiety is not curable, but there are ways to keep it from being a big problem. Getting the right treatment, people. As I stated earlier, go get help. My brother, my sister, my homie, my friend, my dog, my, my right, my left, whatever you want to call it. Go get help. There's nothing wrong with going to see somebody to get evaluated, to just, you want to know. Please be one of those people that want to be in the know, need to know basis. This is a need to know. This is real. You understand me? This is real. Um, so get the right treatment for your anxiety, and it will help you dial back your out of control worries so that you can get on with life. There are many ways to do this. I don't have the hotline directly on me, but you can definitely go to medlineplus.gov. Medlineplus.gov. Get you some help. Get you get your power back. Get your confidence back. We need you just as much as we need the person who doesn't have anxiety. There is no more value person than the other. Everybody's value to me the same. We just love you guys all as a whole more. You know? Um Please. We'll touch on two other things, maybe three, and then I'm gonna let this go out there because there's so many factors I want to touch on. Um, what are four levels of anxiety? What are four levels of anxiety? I want you to think about that for a second. Anxiety levels are typically classified by the level of distress and impairment experience into four categories: mild anxiety, moderate anxiety, severe anxiety, panic level anxiety. Again, mild anxiety, moderate anxiety, severe anxiety, and panic level anxiety. Will anxiety go away with time? It said anxiety would go away once the threat passes. Though it probably be the last time you experience it if you have any anxiety disorder. However, anxiety can linger well beyond the triggering event and become chronic or severe enough to impair daily functioning. Yes, people, this is real. I've been living with it for 30 plus years. And I'm 35, so I've been living with it for 30 plus years. Anxiety is something that if we don't learn about it to be able to cope with it and work around it, then it can impair your day-to-day living, yo. I cannot stress that to you as much as what I'm doing now because it is serious. It's a serious thing. People have goals, people have dreams, people have ideas, people have things that they want to carry out and do. And when you are suffering anxiety or going through these anxiety moments, it makes it hard for you to progress in the things that you set out for yourself to do. And I don't want anyone to feel left out, forgotten, or give up on those goals and dreams. It's not fair. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to the future fans that you will create. It's not fair as a period. I know life isn't fair, but these are something you can control that isn't fair if you allow it to get the best of you. So for those who don't know how to deal with it, again, please tune into the channel. We'll get through it together. Reach out to your family or friends. Reach out. Go seek help. Go to your local doctors and hospitals and clinics. Please go get you the help you need. And I break it down to you, right? When I first dealt with this, even still, I kind of box myself in. I won't come around certain individuals. I may start having a different outlook on certain individuals, like, but nevertheless, me, wasn't handling it the right way. This is why I'm not eligible to tell you how to handle your situation and deal with it. But I can tell you there are many ways you can handle your situation. And me, I was handling them wrong. I was in denial about having it. I was more feeling like, oh, I'm about to be judged. I don't want to be around. I even had a few wrong people around me look at me like, oh, yeah, something wrong with him. That's because I placed myself around people who didn't understand me. I wasn't placing myself in the hands of care. I wasn't placing myself around love. I was placing myself around judgment, hatred. And, we come from these environments, but we don't have to be the environment. You know what I mean? Like, we come from that environment. We don't have to carry out that behavior either. We are entitled and are in charge of how we carry it out. For me, I chose to leave my angered ways through my music so that the pain that I want to release, I no longer wish to release my anger or pain to my friends or whatever because I don't want to change their day. They might walk up to me uplifted and happy. And sometimes me explaining something can bring forth depression. Now I got two people depressed. Now he needs somebody to talk to. That's why it's good to carry out these small groups of individuals that can relate that understand, that care. You create this group, whether it's through coffee, tea, little lunch, brunch, dinners, breakfast, whatever, and we passionately let these things out with each other. Okay, I used to do this. I did a couple of workouts. You like to jog? I think Sundays we can do that. We can jog on this day and boom, 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 this hour, so on and so forth, etc. Um, People, that means the world to people when you get involved, offer help, even assist, and have the proper mental health plan for the next individual around you. Because there are some beautiful people that don't suffer anxiety, but they won't give up on the person that they know who suffers anxiety. Yo, that is deep. That is deep. That is deep. So I want you to know anxiety is real. Mental health is real. You're real. Your situation is real. People, things, places play a factor. The people you keep around you, the people you surround yourself with, the places you go, you know what I mean? The things you see, the things you do, a lot plays a factor. And I'm learning as I'm giving you game. I'm learning. So, some of my hobbies are I do clothes. I'm also writing my book, Race Against Time. I'm working on an album and a mixtape, and I'm podcasting as well as being a father, the family guy. You know what I mean? I'm the family guy, no cartoon. Shout out to Family Guy. I love that cartoon. But it's pretty much real. Everything we're going through. And I've been doing all these things to not allow myself to have breathing room to catch anxiety. Again, I've been doing all these things to keep myself busy so I don't leave enough time for that door to open to catch anxiety. So now the anxiety I may go through, I'm able to be in a little bit more control of it. So let's just get the control back of our lives, people. Anxiety can really weigh in heavy on you. I'll be asking some of the questions like this to my guests um, once this page starts to flood. I do ask that you leave your comments below in the comment section so we could bring light to those questions. We could bring your thoughts to light. We can get you on the show. Um, but please, people, be mindful of others. And if you don't have an anxiety situation, doesn't mean you can't help. You take a little bit of time out your day to figure out what it is and learn what it is, then it may help you understand how to help or guide someone who does have it. You know what I mean? And please, people, start telling each other a little bit more because we're quick to say, oh, fuck you. And we're quick to say, oh, I don't like him or I don't like her. And yo, how come we're not quick to say, yo, I love you? You know, man, I missed you. I ain't seen you in a while. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? I love you for free all day. You know what I'm saying? But it can cost a lot for somebody to take somebody's life. It can cost a lot for somebody to lose somebody without even saying, damn, I wish I could have said these words. You know? People are dying left and right, yo. I'm not saying it's anxiety alone, but anxiety does play a part in certain things. Again, I'm only eligible to give you the knowledge that I've got from my experiences, but I'm not eligible to go deep with things I have no knowledge on. I'm not. I'm not qualified. I'm not going to hang myself for something I know nothing of. But I will be willing to be crucified on anxiety because I suffer it on a day to day. And I wanted to get the message out for anybody else who's suffering it on a day to day. For anybody else who wants to be heard, who wants to be part of this group we're creating, who wants to be acknowledged as a human being, as a normal person, who wants to feel just as important as the next. So let me see how. Okay. So I'm not going to run you too long, but I will say this. I love you. Pray for you as I pray for me. I pray for you as you pray for me. Stay healthy, stay blessed, stay focused, keep winning, and love one another. And I want to say shout out to everybody at the GW Anxiety Talks crew. Shout out to everybody. And we off this.